Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing, testing. All right, now I can hear myself. Let's see what's going on here. Good morning. How you guys doing? It is Tuesday. Can you guys hear me through my mic? Just want to make sure. All right, so as of now, we have. So today's Monday. Yesterday was Monday. Today's Tuesday. We don't have any news today. So we don't have any news today. Tomorrow we do have FOMC. We have 2 p.m., 2:30 news. So right off the bat, just from looking at the economic calendar, I'm not going to expect a lot today, especially when it's the day before FOMC. So if I do see a setup, I'm going to be risking like 0.5%. I'm not going to risk 1% or full max risk. It's going to be basically my risk can be cut in half. So just from looking at the economic calendar, I have already have my risk management checked out if I do see a setup. All right, as far as draw liquidity, so I'm gonna take all this off. I'm gonna do a quick top-down analysis of what I'm looking at in price. We're gonna start off with the monthly time frame. So monthly time frame, we have been very bearish ever since the opening of pretty much March. We have been down almost 8% on this monthly candle. So it's not that crazy compared to the one that we had in August, which was almost like a 10% move down, which is insane. But monthly time frame, obvious direction bearish. Now we're gonna go to the weekly time frame. So weekly time frame, we have this weekly imbalance above us. We are basically opening or coming up above below the weekly open. So we're in this little range right here for the weekly candle. We know that we have previous week high above us. We know that we have previous week low above us. So these are two main draws and liquidities that we're both going to be working with for this week. Realistically, I do want to see a move like higher into our weekly imbalance to at least rebalance it. And if we want, we can come back lower and then take out previous week low, or we can just respect this weekly and then continue pushing higher to this other weekly imbalance. From this area right here, I don't really care what happens after we rebalance this weekly city. Any scenario, I would still react to it and play off it. But as far as right now, I do want to see us drive higher into this weekly imbalance. If for whatever reason we leave this weekly imbalance not rebalance, we actually continue pushing lower for previous week low, then I'm just going to assume that we're very bearish and we're likely going to go for these lows. So this swing low and this other swing low. So we have these two swing lows, and we also have this little swing low as well. So if we do leave it on rebalance and continue pushing lower into these swing lows, then that's what I'm going to assume if we don't come up here and take out this low instead. So I'm going to take all this stuff out now. You can hear me? All right, great. Because last stream, I think I was like muted for some quiet time. So this is the weekly time frame. Now we're going to go to the daily. So daily, we have previous day high above us, and we have previous day low above us. So we have not taken neither previous daily high or previous day low yet. So we're inside of equilibrium or around the range of this daily candle. So yesterday, I drew out this daily OB. You can see how Monday opened, manipulated inside the OB, and then distributed back up and then closed. So this was your open, low, high, close. This was your classic buy day. So London set the low of the day around this daily OB. So higher time for PDRA time, which was London, and you can see that we distributed it for New York. So realistically, or in hindsight, this candle was kind of very textbook perfect, but during real time, we were consolidating for the AM. So next candle opens, we're inside the range. I drew out my dealing range for premium discount. You can see that we're in discount as of now, so we're going to scale down to the 4-hour. So 4-hour time frame, we are respecting this 4-hour imbalance to the left side of us as of now. So this little 4-hour imbalance here. So you can see how we're respecting it. So we traded into it, and now we're coming back down to discount. So when I see this 4-hour imbalance and this little 4-hour imbalance as well that we respected, this is showing signs of bearish structure on the hourly time frame. So if I'm bullish for a weekly imbalance, I don't really want to see this kind of price action where we have this higher time frame imbalance being respected. We have a smaller imbalance. So this is showing me very signs of bearishness, especially when we have previous day low, these equal lows below us. So if I do get some setup, let's say we get a 15-minute imbalance, we trade into it, get a 1-minute CISD, I could look for potential shorts to previous day low. But if for whatever reason we get SMTs to the lows and we flip, I can also look for longs as well. So I'm not one-sided here. I'm kind of in a neutral bias way where I can be okay with looking for either side as long as all criteria and confirmation is met. So as far as SMT goes, we do have SMTs at the lows. Maybe not at the lows, but we do have this 4-hour imbalance for ES that we haven't filled yet. So if we do get some SMTs at the lows and ES rebalances this hourly or this 4-hour BISI and look for a continued push higher into these highs, then this could be a potential long scenario as well. Because we are in discount of this range for M and Q. Also, this change in the state delivery here. So we're going to mark this out as well. We're going to mark it yellow. So I'm going to have this change to delivery marked out as well. Because if for whatever reason we retest it and then respect it and continue pushing higher, this could be a potential long scenario as well. So I'm still going to leave this 4-hour fair value gap marked out. But this is the 4-hour chart explanation that I'm seeing. Okay. So now we're going to go to the hourly time frame. Hourly time frame, these deviations marked out from the low of the week. So basically the low of the hourly range. So the swing low, swing high. We have -2 aligning with previous week high. I also have these deviations marked out. You can see how we practically retrace back up to -2. We're seeing that retracement back down now. So I would like to think this is a retracement to discount SMTs and then flip back up. But if for whatever reason we want to continue respecting bearish structure on the hourly, then shorts will also be played. So it's just a matter of waiting for me to find the right setup. And if right confirmation is met, I'll look for a trade. As far as risk management, I will be going half risk than I usually do, just because we have FOMC tomorrow. And it is the day before news release. So here on the hourly time frame, we have this hourly change in state delivery as well. So I'm gonna have this marked out. So hourly change in state delivery, we're seeing this reaction away from it. We have this swing low, equal lows at previous day low. So I'm very neutral here because this can look good for longs, but this can also look good for shorts. So hourly changes to delivery, we have this 15-minute gap here as well. And we have these equal lows. As far as S&T on the 15-minute time frame, it would be interesting to see some kind of S&T form maybe at these lows here. Okay, so we retraced into this 15-minute gap. 5-minute time frame. This is the hourly change in state delivery. And this is the 15-minute gap here. So I'm gonna mark this out. Make it black. Then we're gonna go to the 1-minute time frame. All right, so on the 1-minute time frame, pretty much we retraced into this 15-minute for rally gap. And from this 15-minute for rally gap, pretty much we had this 1-minute change delivery. So as far as previous day low, we are about 140 points away from previous day low. So I'm just going to tape read this. We have 930 about right now. So we're going to see what 930 does. So ES on our 4-hour time frame. So if you go on our 4-hour time frame on ES and we look at M&Q, like I said, ES has this 4-hour gap right below. So there could be a high probability that price could retrace lower for ES, potentially rebalancing this. And then we can look for a flip back up if lower time frame confirmation is given to us. Because right now it's bearish, right? So why are we bearish? I mean, right here on the 4-hour, we have this little gap here. Or let me mark it out with the box actually. You have this 4-hour gap for M&Q or NQ. I'll mark this out as our 4-hour BISI. I'll put the text below. So Right now, it looks like it's looking to rebalance this higher time frame PD array because ES is relatively close to it as well, about like 12, 13 points away. So we're getting that reaction from our hourly change in state delivery. So price closed below. You can see 9 o'clock comes up, retest the change in state delivery, so the OB, and then we're getting that sell off back down. So we have this 1 minute gap here. Normally, if we're to continue being bearish, then this gap should hold and should send price lower to rebalance our 4 hour below if we continue to be bearish. Looking for S&T at the lows. No S&T at the lows yet. So we're piercing inside this 1 minute gap here. We're wickening inside of it. I'm going to mark out the midpoint of this gap. So far, we're respecting the consequent enrichment of this 1 minute SIBI. Going to mark out this potential OB. Because if we do want to rebalance our 4 hour below us, we should come down, close below, retest, and then push lower. So this would be your silver bullet zone. So there's that displacement. It's looking for this internal imbalance below. So we're closing below. All right, so there is our 4 hour imbalance. So pretty much this was the 4 hour imbalance here at discount. Price is rebalancing it. We're about another 50 points away from per day low. But this 4 hour for rally gap right below us is a good target if you guys are playing shorts, especially from this hourly change in state delivery. So here you can see how we're respecting the 4 hour imbalance. We have these up close consecutive candles right here. You can see how price comes back down, down, down. We close below this last up close candle. So pretty much 9 o'clock opens. You think of power 3, the accumulation, the opening, the manipulation of this hourly OB, and you get a distribution back down. Targets could be this low, 4-hour imbalance. And if you want, you can hold runners for these equal lows. So same thing if this was a 15-minute chart. So let's say this hourly time frame was a 15-minute chart, and we came from the hourly imbalance, or let's say this is a 5-minute chart, hourly imbalance. We swept. We have the short-term liquidity raid, changes state delivery, retest, boom. Very clean. All right, so it's looking like we're going to get some SMTs at the lows. So if we go to our 4-hour time frame, you can see how M&Q is close to taking out previous day low, but ES is still has some catching up to do. So if we manage to take out previous day low, we're gonna have some SMTs at the lows here. So the low of ES and the low of M&Q. So there could be a high probability chance that we will get SMTs at the lows. From there, we could look for potential upside, or if we want, we can continue grinding lower. So I'm not really going to have much expectations as far as for me finding a setup. But we do know that if price wants to continue grinding lower, then we can also look for shorts. $15-minute time frame. So yeah, this 15-minute for rally gap held a lot of weight. All right. This is the 4-hour candle. All right, so we're almost about to take previous day low here. Okay, so ES has rebalanced our 4-hour BISI. So we are looking like we're going to have S&Ts at the lows with ES rebalancing the 4-hour BISI. So if ES has a 15-minute for rally gap to play off of, we could look for potential longs from ES. But for whatever reason, we keep grinding lower, then we'll respect the trend or where the market wants to go. All right, still hasn't taken this low yet. But pretty much we retraced, rebalanced this 15-minute for rally gap. We had a 1-minute change in state delivery. This candle opened, retested it, drove down lower to -2 standard deviation. We retraced into the hourly, or not the hourly, but a 1 minute imbalance inside -1, -1.5. So this zone pretty much would be your silver bullet zone. So if an imbalance forms around this area, so -1, -1.5, high probability of continuations to -4. So I went through it pretty much looking for this low. But overall, as far as delivery goes, this was pretty clean. It just didn't really align with where I wanted price to go. So I'm still looking for this potential scenario of us rebalancing this weekly. But if not, if we want to continue pushing lower, then by all means. All right, so we still haven't taken out this low yet. I'm gonna delete these things. Okay, so inside this hourly time frame, we had this hourly OB, but I want to see something. This is around 7 o'clock. We did have this OB right here. So this was our hourly OB. From this hourly OB, we have those lower time frame confirmations in the 5 minute. All right, so there is first day low. ES has not taken out first day low yet. So on our 4-hour chart, pretty much we have S&Ts at the lows as of now. So you can see how ES is rebalancing the 4-hour, still has not taken out the first day low yet. So we're reacting very bearishly off our 8-hour gap. So this 8-hour for rally gap right here, very bearish reactions away from it, taking out first day low. So like I said, I wanted to be bullish, but we were just respecting bearish structure on the hourly time frame, especially when we get a 4-hour imbalance away from another 4-hour imbalance. But as far as catching this move, the only setup I really see with this was our 15-minute for rally gap or this hourly OB. So we have this hourly OB here. You can see how price retest the hourly OB, and then you can see there's a 5-minute for rally gap right there. But honestly, the only trade if I was 100% bearish would have been from this 15 right here. But this is a very good delivery though. All right, so let's see if we can get a flip back up, either a retracement or a reversal from this area, because we do still have those S&Ts at the lows. Your stream is kind of delayed. All right, I'm gonna have to work on that because if it is delayed, then thanks for letting me know. All right. All right, so Thursday low taken here. Go to my daily time frame. All right, so we're retesting our daily OB. Today is definitely going to give me confirmation based off where the weekly candle wants to go. Because if our daily OB or our daily candle for today closes below the mean threshold or the midpoint of this OB, then I'm going to be bearish for Wednesday, Thursday to take out first week low. If we do somehow respect it and trade back higher, closing above previous day low, then Wednesday I'll be bullish for continuation higher to previous day high, and Thursday for previous week high. So this daily candle is definitely going to be important for me. It's going to give me bias for the rest of the week. All right, so 5-minute time frame. All right, so it's 9:48. We have about 11 minutes into the new 10 a.m. candle opens. From there, we're going to see where we go. All right, let me draw out my premium discount level. So this high that we put in and this low down here. Let me draw a premium discount. Okay. On our 15-minute time frame, I drew out my premium discount level. So pretty much we have this high that we put in on Monday and we have the low of last week on Thursday. So we tap -2, -2.5. From there, we pretty much retrace down to discount. So we're at discount, right? And we also have S&Ts at these lows. So on our 15, we took out Thursday low here. Down close. And now for the exact low, we did not take it out on ES. So these are the S&Ts at the lows. So discount S&Ts at the lows. What I'm going to look for is the next 15-minute open. So pretty much we're going to see if when 10 o'clock opens, we're going to see if price trades into this 5-minute gap or this 15-minute gap. We're going to see if we want to respect it, continue pushing lower, or if you want to trade into it, close slightly above, and then continue pushing higher. So this is what I'm looking at right now, because we already had that rundown for previous day low. So if we do look for a flip back up, ideally I want to see a 15-minute candle closure above. Let's see. A lot more volatility today than I expected. Yeah, it was a very aggressive move down to previous day low. How many points? About like 200 points from 9:30 opening. All right. So right now, we're just sitting on our hands. We're waiting for 10 o'clock to open. We're not really looking to engage in anything yet. So we're gonna wait for 10 o'clock to open. We're gonna see what it does, and based off where it manipulates, we'll look for a setup if it is presented to us. All right. So right now we are in discount of this range. We have these SMTs at the lows. We're gonna see if price wants to retrace back up into this 15-minute imbalance that we're currently making. We're gonna see if we want to respect it. If we do respect it, so let's say MNQ or NQ 10 a.m. open, rebalance the 15, respect it, and continue going lower. Ideally, that should be where the wick is printed for the 4-hour 10 a.m. candle. So retracing into the 15-minute imbalance. I'm actually going to make this only visible on the 4-hour time frame. So this 4-hour BISI. Right there. All right. So if we're continuing to be bearish, 10 o'clock is going to open. It's going to manipulate into this 15-minute gap and then continue pushing lower. So this is where I'm anticipating the wick to be formed. So an open high, so it's going to be green, right? The candle's going to be green based off my chart color. And then once it rebalances the 15-minute for rally gap, it's going to continue pushing lower. And it's now going to be a bearish candle, black. And this is going to be just a wick above like this. And then we're probably just going to dump all the way down to previous week low. And then once we take out previous week low, we're going to retrace back up or close slightly under it. And then boom, and then we're going to close for that candle. So this is what I'm anticipating if this 10 a.m. candle is a bearish one. So if this 10 a.m. candle is a bearish candle, this is what I'm going to anticipate for this 4-hour. So like I said, opening, manipulation inside this 15-minute gap. So this one on this purple box right here, or this orange box. And then dump all the way down to previous week low. So this is if we want to continue being bearish, then 10 a.m. will be your reaccumulation to position for shorts up here and then look for a potential continuation to the downside to previous week low. So this is only if we're bearish. However, if we do want to look for a flip or a potential reversal back up, then this is what I'm going to look for. So 10 o'clock will open. It would have been better if we didn't take out per day low yet, because we do have this 15-minute imbalance right here. But we clearly inverted it, retested it, and now we're pushing lower. But if 10 o'clock opens, and let's say 10 o'clock opens, these SMTs are still held, then in a bullish case scenario, we're going to open. We're going to stay into this 15. We're going to close slightly above it. Invert it. And then push higher. But as far as wick goes, we could open and then take out this low and then continue rebalancing it up and then pushing higher. So this is what I'm going to expect if we're bullish. So pretty much the sweep of this low to print the wick out. And then move into this 15 and then push higher. Because we do have the London highs pretty much above us right here. So this is only if we're bullish. And if we take out our premium discount of this high and this low, we have all these highs above at premium as well. So these are potential targets if we are in longs right here. So these swing highs here at premium. So we're going to see. We got 2 minutes until 10 a.m. open. Whatever scenario is presented to us, we will take. Because both scenarios look great right now. All right. I'm going to be back. Give me like a minute. We're going to wait for the 10 a.m. candle. We're going to see what we do there. So I'll be right back, guys. it back now. Let's see. 10 a.m. has opened. All right. 10 a.m. open here. Okay. So on our 4-hour chart, so if we go on our 4-hour chart on MNQ and we compare it with ES, normally I was bullish, right? However, these are some clear signs that we're not bullish anymore. And I'll show you guys why. So pretty much weekly time frame, right? Why am I bullish for the weekly time frame? Because the weekly imbalance above, right? Now, this idea of us retracing back up to our weekly imbalance is invalidated now. Because if we go down to a 4-hour time frame, what we did was we respected these PD arrays. So these higher time frame PD arrays, like this 4-hour imbalance here. So let me delete this guy above. So this 4-hour imbalance, we respected it. We had another 4-hour imbalance right inside of it as well. So what this tells me is that bearish structure on the hourly is being respected very well, especially with this 6 a.m. displacement candle. We closed below this 4-hour imbalance. Also, let me mark out the opening like that. Also, from the 6 a.m. 4-hour candle, displaced through it, we closed below these consecutive up close candles. So this very last one right here, this is your change in the state of delivery. So not only do we have our change in the state of delivery, we have a potential 4-hour imbalance that we could make. So let's say we have this 4-hour imbalance, right? Or let's say price trades a little bit higher into it, and we have the closure right here at 10 a.m. We do have a potential short scenario for price to retrace up into here, and then look for a continuation to previous week low. So this is what I'm thinking as of now, because at first I was bullish, but based off this 6 a.m. 4-hour candle, the chances of us returning back up, it's not very high. It can happen. It's not 100% that's not gonna happen, but it can definitely happen. But just by reading price like this, I'm more favored towards shorts at the moment. So whatever setup we see, like a 15-minute gap being respected or hourly gap or whatever we make, and we see the setup, I'm gonna take it. So see, let's look at our hourly time frame. So hourly time frame. Because we are still at discount, but I just don't like the way we displace for 6 a.m. for us to be bullish. We still have these SMTs at the lows though. So I'm gonna keep this premium discount marked out, however. All right, so 15-minute time frame. So like I said, we have the 10 a.m. open. So SMTs are the lows. We have this 10 a.m. open. So what I'm looking at right now is seeing whether we want to respect this 15-minute PDA, so this 15-minute imbalance, or we want to disrespect it. So push higher into it, rebalancing it, and if we're bearish, we're gonna look for shorts. However, if we don't get that lower time frame confirmation, and we in fact invert it and close above, retest and push higher, then London highs would be my target. So we're gonna wait for this to come up here, rebalancing it, and we're gonna scale down to the 1 minute. Let me look at the yeah, that's a very aggressive 4-hour candle closure. All right, let's see what 10 o'clock does here. How many points are we away from previous week low? We're about 364 points away. So we're not that very far off from previous week low. Five-minute time frame, 1 minute time frame, 10 o'clock. One-minute change in state delivery. Let me see if I can add in the 15-minute candles. So paste this and add in the 15-minute candles. Add in 4. There we go. All right, so 15-minute imbalance above us. Maybe 1 minute. There we go. We're looking to see if 10 o'clock either wants to manipulate inside or 15-minute above and continue pushing lower, or if we want to disrespect it and close above. Swing low to swing high of this. All right. So all we're doing right now is sitting on our hands. We're waiting for us to rebalance the 15-minute fair value gap above. That's all. So we're sitting on our hands, we're waiting. Once we rebalance that 15, we're going to react based off what price wants to do. Remember, tomorrow we have Tomorrow we have FOMC, so 2 p.m. news, 2:30 p.m. These are high impact news. So it's the day before FOMC, right? So I'm not going to expect a lot today, especially with the 6 a.m. 4-hour candle displacement. Usually when we see this displacement like this on the 4-hour time frame, the next 4-hour candle is not going to be as big as the previous one. Because if we do want to create an imbalance right here, then we're likely just going to trade around or in between the 10 a.m. 4-hour candle. So by 11 o'clock, if we don't find a setup, I'm going to close the charts and then wait for tomorrow. Because I don't want to be trading when the 4-hour candle is likely to just consolidate around or like a doji candle. All right, so we're retesting this 1-minute change at state delivery. So if we're bullish, we're obviously just gonna push higher, retest this OB, and then grind higher to a -2 standard deviation. Let's see if we got any S&Ts. So as far as S&T goes, yeah, we do have some S&Ts. So this low at 10:04 and this low at 10:11. 10:04 and then 10:11. So there's S&Ts at these lows. Or we can make it like this. Yeah. All right, so we're displacing through again. So we're just waiting, like I said, we're waiting. Realistically, I don't really want to trade today. Like I don't really want to trade today, but this setup for potential shorts looks very good. So I'm gonna stay here for another 30 minutes or 45 minutes, see if I can get the setup for shorts. And if not, then I'll be very happy for me to not trade today. Because I don't want to trade today, but the setup looks very, very good to not pass on to it. All right, so what are we doing right now? So 10:04 low still hasn't gotten taken. M&Q has taken out that 4 low, so these S&Ts are still holding. All right, so we have a new 15-minute candle opening. You have the 10:15. Make it 12. All right, so that 10:04 candle has been taken by ES. Did we take this one as well? Let's see. Yeah, we have taken that one as well. The 10:03 candle. Okay, so these SMTs got invalidated. All right, so this PA, don't really like this PA. Let's go to the 15, see what's going out there. 15-minute time frame. Is there anything I'm missing over here? Not really. 5-minute time frame. 30-minute. All right, looks like the next 15-minute candle should start pushing us higher. So once 10:30 opens, we're going to see the retracement back up. So it's not a very good time to look for longs. So I'm going to wait for 10:30. Because by 10:30, we're going to have this 30-minute imbalance above us. So price is obviously going to rebalance above and rebalance it there. But it's taking a very long time here just to rebalance our 15. Unless we leave it as a breakaway and just continue grinding down lower. That's the only scenario I see. All right, just gotta wait. Because right now, I'm waiting for us to rebalance at 15 above and look for a continuation lower. And then potentially hold a runner to previous week low. So looking for shorts, get out my position at low of day and hold runner to previous week low. The setup looks very good for shorts. So if I don't get the setup by 11 o'clock, then I'm gonna close the charts and then wait for tomorrow because tomorrow we do have FOMC. So I don't really want to get caught up in a chop fest and I have to sit through a setup for an hour. Why are you on March contracts? We had the rollover already, right? I'm gonna switch to contracts. I'm gonna wait a little while, like 2 days, 3 days, and I'm gonna go back to the June contracts. So I'm gonna wait like 1 or 2 days, and then I'll switch back to the June contracts. All right. So well, let's see what we have here. No SMTs at the lows. So I can't really confirm that we're gonna finally retrace now. But a 19 low down here. So let's see if we finally put in the low and we want to retrace. Because like I said, I want to look for this setup. For rebalance, short-term liquidity raid, displace through, retest our OB, and then push lower. So this is the setup I see for shorts. And I'll get out my full position, or 90 or 80% of my position at low of day. And then I'll hold a runner for a previous week low. Because we're slightly near previous week low. We're only about 347 points away. So realistically, we're not very far away from previous week low. So I want to see if we can continue pushing higher, rebalancing. But if I don't get that lower time frame structure, then I'm not taking the setup. But today was very aggressive before 10 o'clock. So before 10 o'clock opened, we were very aggressively bearish, looking for that previous day low. Like on our hourly time frame, like it was very bearish. Like the structure was just very bearish. I just didn't like. I like the longs, right? Don't get me wrong. I like longs, but the bearish structure on our hourly time frame was just, it was too much. It was like, it was basically telling you that, yeah, we're probably just gonna dump this. But we still have these SMTs at the lows on their 4-hour chart with ES. So we're gonna see what we do here, because I am expecting a retracement up, filling this 15. All right, so this is the low that we put in. So I'm gonna draw my deviations from this low to the swing high, because that is the closest swing high there is. So we have -2, -2.5. Let's see what we get here. So my setup is going to pan around this zone right here. So I'm going to draw out this zone. And draw it out from here. And then we're going to look for shorts if we get that lower time frame confirmation. Also daily S&Ts. Daily SMTs. Yep. So ES hasn't taken out the low yet or the high. So yeah, we do have S&Ts at the lows. I mean, we're not 100% bearish, not until we get a closure at least below this OB. So today would definitely tell us a lot about the following days for this week. So today's going to be a very good day. It's going to give us a lot of information, give us a bias for the rest of the week to trade with. So we don't have to take a trade today. We can just close the charts if we don't get the setup, and then come back tomorrow with a clear bias. But let's see what we get here. Yeah, because we definitely had very aggressive retracement down to discount. This looks bearish, right? But in a bullish context, if we are bullish, this is just a retracement down to discount. But what I'm looking at is seeing the reaction we get from this 15-minute balance. That's what I want to see right now. That's what has my focus. Yeah, it's taking its sweet time to get up here. But this is expected. Because you're never gonna have these big 4-hour consecutive down close candles every single time. You're gonna have some after a closure like this, you're obviously gonna expect this. Alright, so this is the change in state delivery. So this is your OB here as well. Yeah. You have this 1-minute inversion as well. Alright, consolidation. Get that expansion, retrace them up. So this is your consolidation. Now we're gonna get some expansion. Let's go. I would need a higher time frame change to delivery for longs. M3 at least. Right now I'm favoring shorts, but if we do inverse this 15-minute for rally up above us, then I can look for London highs as a draw, or maybe targeting midnight open. But either scenario could work out. So it's a matter of just sitting on your hands and waiting. But if I don't get a setup by 11 o'clock, then I'm definitely going to close the charts. I don't like trading after 11 o'clock because most of the times when I take setups after 11, the setups don't go in my favor because it's just due to it's just due to the time. That's it. So if I don't get a setup, I could look for PM, but I'm definitely not trading after 11 o'clock. All right, so this is your power consolidation right here inside the inversion. Let's see if we get the expansion higher, rebalancing this 15. And then from that 15, we're going to see if we get a lower time frame confirmation. So swing high, so short-term liquidity rate, change to delivery, and we're going to see if we get some kind of SMT like this. And if we get that SMT with a change to delivery, I'll look for shorts like this. And then my stop loss is either going to be the SMT high, and then I'll just target the lows. So this is the kind of trade I'm looking for. This is the short setup I'm trying to hunt right now. But if I don't get this short setup that I'm trying to look for, then obviously I'll just close the charts, go to the gym, go on about my day. But it just looks very beautiful to not pass out on it, especially when we have first week low right below us. So get out like 80% of my position down here and then just hold the runner down to first week low. All right, so we're retesting the 10 a.m. open. My best trading is around 10 a.m. open always. Yeah. My best window for trading is basically the 9:30 to I'm gonna say 9:30 to not to 10:30. 9:30 to 10:30 is my 1 hour window where most of my trades pan out. Anything after that, like 11, 12, those trades are always, I mean, the trades after 11, 12, like, yes, I'm correct on the direction, but they don't pan out because I either get chopped, I either get stopped out before the move occurs, or it's just not a very favorable time window for me to trade. So as soon as 11 o'clock hits, I close the charts and I go on about my day. If I do look for another setup, let's say the draw is very clear and we haven't taken it yet, and PM session comes and gives us a very crystal clear A plus setup, then I'll take it because I have one more bullet because I go for one trade a day, right? Like if I have a winning trade, I call it a day. I don't look for a second winning trade, a third winning trade. No, I call it a day after my first winning trade because it builds discipline and it also gives you this kind of like consistent upward spiral of momentum where you're only looking for one base hit and that's it. And you start stacking it, stacking it, stacking it. And by the end of the week, you're going to see that the base hits that you took all added up. So, yeah, I kind of like keeping it very short and simple. All right, so accumulation, we had this 10:32 1 minute candle open, retesting the 10 a.m. open. And we also swept this low here. So like this, and then we had this 1 minute change, the delivery as well, right there. So as of now, I'm just tape reading the 1 minute because I'm waiting for us to rebalance that 15 above. If we don't rebalance that 15 above, leave it as a breakaway and continue grinding lower by all means. But yeah, I'm just tape reading this right now, seeing if we can find the setup before 11. But I don't think we're going to get the setup because it's about to be 11 o'clock in 24 minutes. So let's see. So this 1 minute structure here, we had that little consolidation like this. And then you had that little manipulation down to the 10 a.m. and retesting it. So normally in a power 3 context, or an example, you expect distribution like this. So imagine these 1 minute candles were like your daily candles, where you have your accumulation followed by manipulation down, sweeping an old low inside a higher time frame PD array, and then you have a trace delivery, and then here you anticipate distribution back up to whatever price is looking for, either to rebalance a old PDA or take out a old high or low. So this is a good PO3 example right here, but it hasn't had the distribution phase yet. But in terms of the accumulation, manipulation, sweeping O low, this is very fucking clear. Very clean. Like, yes, it hasn't had a distribution phase yet, but the accumulation, sweeping O low, this is what I love. I love to look for this. These are when the best turtle soup setups occur. So imagine these candles were your daily time frame. You sweep this low, your turtle soup would be like right here, stop at the low, or maybe like let it breathe and then target the high. and then just swing trade this on the daily time frame. I need to implement that mentality on my brain. Maybe one trade a day helps my mental game. Yeah, man. I mean, I will start doing it today. Start now, implementing that one trade a day type of mindset. Because what it's gonna do is it's gonna rewire your brain to be like, hey, we're coming every single day to the markets and we're only looking for one thing, and that's it. So it's gonna rewire your brain to be more of like a sniper and a hunter rather than looking for all these different kinds of setups and trades. Because you're only looking for one thing, right? I mean, I got into trading because I want to live my life, right? That's why I got into trading because I want to live my life. I don't want to be in the charts every single day. I want to get in, get my piece of the pie, and get out and go about my day. So if that's your goal in life or your goal in trading to live your life and do what you want to do, then there we go. Look for your piece of the pie, take it, and then go live your life. But as far as this example goes, yes, finally, we're getting that distribution now. So manipulation, distribution, back to the 15-minute above, and then we'll look for shorts down lower. All right, so we're getting displacement after we had our manipulation retesting our 10 a.m. open. So this is what you expect. Pretty much accumulation, manipulation. I'm gonna delete this inversion. But this is very clean delivery here. Because if these were the daily candles and you position yourself in the wick, let's say you got the turtle soup entry on the daily time frame and you had your TP set at the high and you swing traded this, very clean. Because what I love about these concepts, so the ICT concepts, what I love about it is the fact that everything is fractal. So what applies on the 1 minute time frame can apply on the daily, can apply monthly, weekly, 4 hour, 1 hour, 15. Any time frame you pick, these concepts apply on any time frame. So that's what I love about the concepts because you can apply it on any time frame, and it's all fractal. So that's what I love about the concepts. All right, so let's go to our 15. Let's see what we are doing up there. 15-minute time frame, we have the 10:30 opening. So the accumulation, manipulation. Now we're getting the distribution. 15-minute for value gap above us. Right next to us, we're about, I would say, 30 points away from rebalancing it. We did have a 5-minute change in the state of delivery as well. So this 5-minute displacement candle we closed above, retested it with the 10:45 minutes, so open low. So this is what you're gonna expect. Major distribution to the upside. Also, where's the 10:30 opening? Right here. So I want to explain this as well. This is our 10:30 15-minute candle right here in play. So I'm gonna delete this change in the state delivery and this as well. So this 15-minute candle here, the opening is right here. So normally for a open, low, high, close candle, this is what you expect. You expect the accumulation to form, right? Normally, sometimes the accumulation forms before the opening. But imagine this candle was your 4-hour candle or your daily candle. You have your accumulation, right? Here you get your manipulation, so the wick of this candle. And then you get your distribution, so the body of the candle forming real time. So like I said, imagine this candle here was your daily, your monthly, your weekly. If you are able to recognize this and anticipate distribution like this, you are able to read these candlesticks, or you're able to read price very good, because here is when you can start anticipating very good swing plays like this. Because imagine if this was your daily time frame. Like I said, if you're able to read price and you're able to like anticipate these kinds of movements, then swinging would be the best thing you can do, because you're literally able to anticipate moves before they occur. So that's very neat of PO3. So your entry would be here, and then your TP would be at the high. And if you want to trail it or leave runners, then by all means, but very clean. But this is just the 15-minute candle though. It's not an hourly, 4-hour, or monthly. It's just the 15. So, but very clean though. All right, so we have a new 15-minute candle opening. We are closing back inside the range. Like I said, tomorrow we have FOMC. It's 10:45. Doesn't look like we're gonna get a setup. So if we don't get the setup that we're looking for, which is this one up here, that's fine. Because preferably, I don't really want to trade. I mean, maybe PM could offer a setup. But as far as right now, I don't really see anything that I want to touch. So I'm gonna mark this out as 10:45. All right, so turn 45 here. I'm gonna draw my premium discount of this range. So this is like basically accumulation. Yeah. These are the candles that I like to stay away from a lot. Because look, we had this 6 a.m. very clear, aggressive, big bulgy candle, right? The next candle are the types of candles that I like to stay away from. Normally because you're going to anticipate price trading around the opening, like a doji candle, and just very back and forth type of price action. Not really an expansion, not really any retracement reversals, just pure accumulation. It's around the opening. So if price is continuing to trade around the opening, especially after we already had a candle like this displacement candle, then these are the type of candles that I just like to stay away from. So not messing around with them, just not touching them at all. because if the candles are just trading around the opening, it's not a high probability type of environment for me to look for setups. So this is more of like tape reading today. So today I have not gotten any trades. That was more of like tape reading. Didn't really see anything I like. No setups. Shorts were already offered to previous day low. Yes, we could look for an opportunity to short again to low of day or previous week low off this 15, but we never really rebalanced it. So yeah, no trades today. More of like a tape reading session. Like I said, we have FOMC tomorrow. Today is the day before FOMC, so I'm not going to expect too much. As far as ES, we are still holding these 4-hour S&Ts at the lows. We are going to have this hourly gap in 10 minutes though. So once 11 o'clock opens, we're going to have an hourly fair value gap above us. But I'm just going to close the charts. I'm not going to look at it. So I'm going to delete this. So I'm going to pull out the hourly chart here. I'm gonna this here. So this is the hourly candle. You can see how once 11 o'clock opens. So let's say 11 o'clock opens here, right? We're gonna have a higher time frame POI above us. So we're gonna delete this 15 as well. So we have this hourly gap that we're making. 11 o'clock could potentially look to be the one to finally retrace higher. And then maybe on the 5-minute, if we're continuing to be bearish, we can get that lower time frame structure in the 5-minute time frame. And I'd probably look for shorts down again. But honestly, if we're looking for shorts, then hourly gaps are way better because they have more weight to it rather than 15 minutes. So let's see. Let's see. All right, so 10 more minutes until a new hourly candle opens. So yeah, like I said, today was more of a tape reading session. No setups, no trades today. All right, so we're tracing to discount. You have this 1-minute imbalance coming back above 10:45, 15-minute candle open. 11 o'clock is about to open in 8 minutes. Yeah, I think PM session will be a lot cleaner. PM session will definitely have some expansion. So by 1:30, 1 o'clock, 1:30, or 2 o'clock, we're definitely going to have expansion by PM session. All right, 7 more minutes. So it looks like we're respecting this 1 minute SIBI. We're trading back below the 10:45 opening of the new 15-minute candle. We're now retesting the 10 a.m. open. I had a what's it called? I tweeted this yesterday at night, and I said how self-control and risk management is everything. Because like I'm telling you guys right now, this like if you can focus on having self-control, like for example today, was there any setups that I took or any setups that I saw favorable of taking? No. Did I take them? No. This is self-control. Meaning, if nothing is clear and your criterias aren't met for you to take a trade, and you don't take the trade and you close the charts, that is self-control. It may not seem like it's a lot, but it adds up and it starts building the habit of that self-control. Because right now, what I want right now is to build a very solid self-control, a very solid frame of self-control. And the second thing is risk management. This is the most important thing that you'll ever focus on, or you'll ever have to focus on. Because you could be taking the best setups possible, but if your risk management is like very bad, then you can still be red just by one trade or two trades that wipe out your whole entire gains. And it's not just that, it's also how you come into the markets. So let's say today is a low probability day. Are you going to be going full risk like you normally do? Or are you going to cut your risk in half and be more preservative? So these are the type of questions that you have to really just ask yourself every single time you come into the markets. Because every time when I wake up and I come in here, I'm always asking myself these questions. Is today a low probability day? If it is, are you full risk or are you cutting your risk in half? And by doing this, you're building a system in which you start to be more protective of your capital. Because if you focus on protecting your capital, I promise you, you're never gonna blow an account. You're never gonna lose it because you're focused on defending it. So if you focus on these things, these little things, they're slowly gonna add up, and it's gonna turn you into a very good risk manager. Because risk management, bro, I'm telling you right now, it's everything. If you don't have good risk management, you're never gonna see consistency. Because if your goal is consistency, focus on these things: self-control and risk management. These two things are what is going to build your consistency, and it's just the overall. It's the backbone of everything. This is literally the backbone of everything, bro. Self-control, risk management. All right, so 11 o'clock is going to open in 3 minutes. This two right here, I think I tweeted this out like a week ago, but your goal should be self-control, take a loss, step back, reevaluate, and strike again with confidence. So what this means is like let's say my model's presented, right? Let's say we had a retracement down here to discount, and then we had this retest of this OB right here, or this change in the state of delivery right here. And let's say I went in along here, right? Put my stop at the low, or put my stop at the breaker low, or that low, and then put my TP up here, right? Let's say price stopped me out, right? And let's say I didn't have good risk management on that trade, and I went in with like a lot of size in this trade, and I lost a lot of significant amount of money. What's that gonna do to you is like it's gonna bring out your emotions. And when your emotions are brought out, your thinking, your critical thinking's out the window. You're not gonna be thinking normally. You're not gonna think with common sense. You're gonna start thinking with emotions. And this is it's the worst part that you ever want to be in is when you trade with emotions. And where did these emotions come from? From poor risk management. So this is why risk management is very important because you want to go in with the appropriate size that you're comfortable losing. Otherwise, if you go with the size that you're not comfortable losing, you're going to bring out emotions. And you're not going to be able to be like, okay, I took a loss. I'll come back tomorrow. Nope. Your emotions are going to have that flight or fight response. And it's going to be like, I have to trade again because I have to make that money back. And like I said, it all stems back down to risk management. Because if you were to risk half risk or your normal size and you took the loss, then your emotions aren't going to be gone. Not they're not gone entirely, but they're minimized. They're not as big as if you were to go with full heavy size. So now that your emotions are minimized, you're able to be like, okay, I took a loss, right? It was a setup that I always take that goes in my favor. I'll come back tomorrow. I'll live to trade another day. But if your emotions are there, then your brain is not gonna let you think like that. It's gonna make you think with emotions. So this is why it all comes down to risk management. Like I said, if you have an appropriate risk management, so if you position your size with proper risk management, then you're not gonna have these scenarios happening. I can guarantee you that. But it was just something I wanted to just let out. All right, so 11 o'clock has opened. We have these New York AM lows. So I'm gonna delete all of this stuff. Okay. So right now I don't like the way I don't like the way how I haven't gotten it set up. So this is the time window in which I pretty much just call it quits. But I kind of do want to taper this a little. I mean, this is obviously pure accumulation right here. So the same thing I showed you guys earlier on the 1 minute time frame, but now it's on a larger scale right here. So this is your accumulation, right? We still have the SMTs at the lows. No SMT here clearly, but I would like this to be a manipulation to the downside here, sweeping out the lows. And then us to distribute back up higher to our hourly imbalance above. So something like this I like to see. Because remember, we have that hourly imbalance, that new hourly imbalance above us. So I'll mark this out orange and call this hourly civvy. But I'm gonna end the live stream now. I don't really want to be here anymore. But I'll catch you guys tomorrow on the live stream. What do we have? Yeah, we have the FOMC news. So tomorrow, I would consider tomorrow to be low probability as well. So if I do find a setup tomorrow, it would definitely be half risk, just because we have FOMC in the PM. So basically, pre FOMC AM session, I don't like trading it. I mean, it's very low probability just because sometimes price is just very range bound or just very back and forth PA. So it is the morning session of FOMC tomorrow. So if I do see a setup for tomorrow, I'll definitely be half risk. So I'm risking like 0.5% if I see a setup instead of 1%. But Tuesday, no setup. Wednesday, we're gonna go half risk. Thursday, we're gonna go 1% risk. I mean, there's not really any ideal low probability scenario. I mean, it's Thursday. Thursday's expansion 8:30, so 1% risk. Friday, maybe half risk, just because we have no news and it can be a potential TGIF setup. So let's see. So right now I'm just using the economic calendar to frame my risk management and see if it's a higher probability or lower probability type of day. So I'm gonna end the live stream now, guys. I hope you guys are safe. Hope you guys have a good day. Don't do dumb stuff, and I'll catch you guys on the live stream tomorrow in the morning. This is a pretty long live stream. I mean, yeah. But I'll catch you guys